Okay, what we're going to work on is addition and subtraction with integers. And what I'm going to try to help you see is that I really don't even process subtraction. I look at my addition and subtraction with integers as the sign of each term, and then I use that to guide me through to my answer. And so the first thing we're going to do is decide what are the signs of each term that we deal with. So I'm going to jump to number 2. This 22, is it positive or negative? And I think we're pretty good at our leading terms, realizing that's positive. This term right here is fun. It is subtraction of a negative. And negative, subtraction, and opposite all use the same symbol. I would call them synonyms. They mean the same thing. So when we see opposite of a negative, it is a double negative. And a double negative actually comes back to being the positive. So I would say the 8 is a positive term. Okay, this one has pretty much the same organization, negative and then a positive. We look here, the leading term, a 6, has nothing in front of it. We assume that to be positive because that's the way we've been writing numbers for a long time, and they've always been positive. Now this 6, I do not see it as subtracting a positive. What I see it as combining with a negative 6. And that little change in frame of reference is going to help you add and subtract integers, I think, a little bit smoother. This 7 is negative. This 8, again, a double negative. Subtracting a negative will be the same as addition. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more examples so I get this 11 here is a positive number. The double negative here makes the 19 also positive. This 20 is a negative. Addition of an opposite. So the opposite of addition is a negative. Okay, negative 12 is a negative. Again, addition of an opposite is a negative. So we have some different examples to go from there. So as I look through these now, write whether the answer will use leftovers from canceling or a total from combining. In this case, in these cases over here, where I have terms that have opposite signs, that means the terms are going to basically cancel against each other, and we're going to work on calculating the leftover amount. So I'm going to put a little leftovers under each of these. So these are all leftovers because they have a positive combining with a negative. Over here, I have two positives. Those are going to be combining for a total, so a T for total. All right. Two negatives will also be combining for a total, T for a total, and two negatives here will be combining for a total. Okay, so I know that when I have two signs working against each other, I'm calculating leftovers. When I know that I have two signs that agree with each other, I'm combining for a total. All right, so then I get to decide whether the answers will be positive or negative. That's definitely easy when the signs agree. If I have two positives, I'm going to make more positive. And so I'm combining for a total, 11 and 19. That is 30 positives that I was able to make. Two negatives, they're going to combine to make more negatives. So if I was to write these all down, I'd have 20 negatives writing down there. And I have 20 or 11 more negatives over there. If I counted all those up, I would have 31 negatives in total, which is what that's really asking me to do. All right, tallying up all of these negatives would give me more negatives, so a fully negative answer of 23. So those all got larger in terms of more positives or more negatives. I'm avoiding the term greater because positive numbers are always greater than negative numbers. Come back over here when they work against each other. When they work against each other, what I'm going to calculate is the difference. So 22 and 8 are 14 apart. So there's going to be a leftover of 14s. And since my 22 is much larger than my 8, those leftovers came from the negative side. So there are negative 14 left over. On this next one, 24 and 20, those are 4 apart. All right. And the stronger one was positive, so that is a positive 4. That would be left over in this case. In this case, the two canceled out perfectly, so there was not leftover positives or negatives. There's just 0 as an answer. And in this case where they canceled out, I had 1 difference. 8 was stronger than the 7, so that is a positive 1 difference. So I hope going in the order of assigning the value or figuring out the sign of each term, then deciding whether you're going to cancel or use leftovers, then worrying about whether your answer is positive or negative, helps you be more fluent with adding and subtracting with negative numbers. Good luck.